Hi everyone. I'm going to go over just a little bit of this stuff with the new program for you. We're going to open up this GC configurator. That is the program for the new Keyence Safety PLC. I'm going to show you some of what's going on with it. Just take a couple of minutes and do a couple of quick explanations and stuff, so that when you get it, you can go ahead and play with it a little bit and open it up and look at it. Right now, what I'm going to do, this is going to open up here and it's going to ask you what you need to do. One of the things you definitely need to do is make sure that this connection USB is just clicked, and it should be. That's how you're going to actually communicate with the PLC processor when you go to download the program in, and if you want to monitor it live, that sort of thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click this open configuration file, and you're going to open up wherever it is that you chose to store this MatCon Safety PLC R1, which is for revision 1, and you're going to go ahead and select that and open it. Okay, you can turn off this settings guide to get it out of your way and adjust this however you see fit so that you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and adjust mine. I'm going to shorten it up a little bit and put it up into place here. And here we are. The first page it's going to open up is a configuration. These are your inputs, where they're located at, what type of inputs they are, so that you can see what they are. You've got different ones like your fire door. This is a it has two inputs on it. The island gate has two inputs, shot bolt release 2, and you can see these are just different inputs you've got. Now these are just standard digital inputs that you've got, different things that are in the program and so forth. The next section is going to be your outputs. These are all your different outputs that you have. And these are all within the program. And then the last thing is your registers. And these are the different tags that we have in a shift register. We have one shift register that has up to 32 points in it. And this register is important when you want to communicate between blocks. You just have to look at the programming. If I see some of them, I'll kind of explain it to you as we go along. But I just wanted to bring this up so that you could actually see it here. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do here is go to the actual programming. And this is going to open up the programming here. And here we've got the first block, which is a street e-stop monitor. And these are the different e-stops that we have on the street. And then the last thing we have down here, which is a standard input, is the reset push button. And what we have in the next line, or the next section here, is the locking quote-unquote relay. Once this comes on, no matter what happens, if you turn off the e-stop again and pull it back out, this is not going to reset until you hit the reset push button. The next thing that we have in line is a not block. And what this is doing is if this has been reset and this is true, then this is going to become false. Okay, so as long as your e-stop is good, this will stay false. And that's the way it works for each one of these and most of the rest of the code throughout. These are different registers here, and each one of the e-stops has a register associated with it. And the last thing is an OR gate. And so what that does is, as long as these are all true, this OR gate will be false, and this register for the street e-stops will be false. So that's in essence how this section of code works. I also want to explain something to you. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come up here and we're going to hit the simulation button. And you can see that according to these e-stops are all good. Or are all false, actually. So what we have here is the e-stops here are all true. And so our street e-stop is true. We're going to switch the input off. We're going to come here, and come here, and come here, and come here, and we're going to hit the reset push button, and nothing happens. You can see I'm hitting the reset, and nothing is happening. So now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to make these true again, which says that the actual inputs are true. And now I'm going to hit the reset button. Okay, so I had to double click the reset button in the simulation to make it work. And now you can see that all of these across here have become false, and the street e-stop is now false. Let's go back and let me go ahead and trigger this e-stop. And you can see this one's triggered, and the street e-stop is now triggered again. I'm going to turn it off. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and here we go. The street e-stop is now false again. So that's how the e-stop section works. And all of your code is going to be similar to this as you go through the code. Now, I do want to make clear that what I did here is probably not exactly how I would have programmed this whole thing myself. But when I took on the job, what I said I would do is go ahead and make this functionally equivalent to what the original code was in the other PLC. Okay, so what I did here is I looked at the original code from the original PILS PLC and I recreated it in this program. And the reason I could do this is the two programs are not exactly identical, but they're very close to being identical. So what I did was recreated their code. Is this how I would have done it? Had I been doing this myself? Not necessarily. But it works, and it's safe. It's how they did it. I think there's a lot of wasted code in here. I think there's a lot of code that gets repeated when it's not necessary because we already have this code that locks us out on an e-stop. In other sections of code farther in through this, you'll find that this is repeated again. The resets are repeated and so forth. And it's really not necessary. Once it's been done, it's finished. It's complete. So I just wanted to let you guys know that what I did was recreated their code using this new PLC. The second thing that I want to make you aware of, and I'll show you this right now, is you saw that I just reset this with the reset push button. It only works on the screen that you're on at the time. And what that means is that this isn't like the PLC where it's running this block and then straight into this block and straight into this block many times a second. That's not what's happening in the simulator. In the simulator, each screen you go to, now we go here, this hasn't reset because the reset button here did not trigger in these other screens. It only triggers in the screen that you're actually on. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And there are several more things. Like I said, here you can. This is a 3-bay and the 8-bay and the CP400 E-stop, which is on the panel, the E-stop panel out there. So you can see that that this is all working. Okay. All right. So let's go back. We did the E-stop monitor. Let's look at the light barriers. Okay. So we've got light barrier 101, 102 is true, 101 is true. We don't have either one of these muted. Bay 1 and Bay 2 are not muted. The street gate here is now true. Okay, so now on this particular reset, and you'll see this, I'm not going to go through every line of this code. I'm just giving you guys a basic overview of what the code is and so forth. You can see that I have a timer here. So what's going to happen here, I'm sorry, on this one, this is not a timer. This is just another reset. So we've sent these here, but this is waiting for that reset before it'll tell us that the street light barriers are okay. And again, that's when you hold that button in, and you have to hold it in. Later on in here, you'll see that there's some timers in here that are what causes you to have to hold the reset button in. Now on this particular one, you can see these 3 resets here, and you have to click this to reset these. There we go. Now the street light barriers are okay. Let's break a light barrier. There you go. The light barriers are no longer okay because light barrier 102 has been broken. We're going to turn it back on. You can see it does not reset the light barriers okay. And this is a register that's used throughout the rest of the program. So now we're going to go ahead and do a reset on these again. Here we go. There we go. Now we've reset this and the light barriers are okay. I'm not going to go through each and every section of this code. There's a lot in here. But I wanted to give you a basic understanding of how the system actually operates. And Dan, Kaz, you guys can go through this if you so choose and look at it and see all of the different sections of code. And again, this is not particularly how I would have written this code had it been me writing it, but this matches what was in there before. And what was in there before was written by an engineer, a software engineer. So in this particular case, since it's a safety device, we mimicked his code and made it operate the same way that his code did as a functionally equivalent program. Okay? All right. This is just what I kind of wanted to show you guys so that you could see what we were doing. I'm going to go back to the edit mode here. Okay, it's telling you simulation will be, are you sure you want to discontinue the simulation? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to say okay. All right, now we're back in the editing mode and so forth. I'm not going to go through particularly how to do all this programming in here. The Keyence documentation is pretty good. If you feel like you need to make changes or something like that, then you can look at the documentation and figure it out and do it. I'll give Dan a quick overview on it when we're doing our thing there. I don't have a tremendous amount of time when I'm up there to commission. I'll put as much time toward this as I can. Kaz, if you want anybody else to sit in and know about this, then maybe you can set up an hour meeting or hour and a half meeting, and we can go through the code and the different things on here. That's really up to you. But for the moment, that's where I'm going to end this video, and I'll send you guys up a link to my YouTube channel, and this video will be on my YouTube channel. So thanks for listening. If you got any questions, let me know. Okay, I'm going to stop now.